Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You are here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish McFarlane. I think today's show, rename it the lunch break.
The lunch break.
This is like the earliest one ever. I love it. I haven't had lunch though, but fair enough.
I would say I'm just now getting to breakfast. I'm having tea, hot tea, in a really cute cup. Can I show it? I'm going to get my lipstick off of it. So this is one of the last things I bought at Pier 1 before they closed forever.
I can't. Is that a rabbit? I'm not.
A rabbit.
Okay.
And it's funny because so I kind of knew things were going downhill with them before they really announced that they were going out of business, because I buy a lot of stuff there, and I had bought something like a blanket, something pretty mundane.
Right.
And instead of getting the blanket, they sent me like a sprig of fake flowers and 12 dessert plates with bunnies on them. And I was like, it took like 4 phone calls to finally get through to someone, because they were starting to go through bankruptcy. And when I finally got to someone, she was like, well, do you still want the blanket? I'm like, well, at this point, no, but how do I get your plates back to you? And she's like, just keep them.
Keep them. There you go.
So then I have all these dessert plates, and so I thought, well, what am I gonna do with all these? So I kind of put them away for a while. When I went to the local store, right before 9 days before it closed, I saw they had all the matching mugs on sale.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if I find like a new Etsy shop of someone selling bunny plates and mugs, that could be market.
I should check for all the Pier 1 stuff I wanted that I didn't get.
Yeah, it could be a good resale opportunity there.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of stores, because I know we want to talk HR tech in just a minute, because it's day 2, big day. I want to tell you about, so I went to the mall yesterday, which I normally do not do. I hate shopping, but you're a candle guy, as I recall.
I am.
Right? You have candles? Are you a Yankee Candle guy? Because I'm like
typically, yes, that's my preferred candle, but I'm not, I'm candle neutral though. But if I'm
not, because I've tried the cheaper brands and they don't burn the same way and they don't smell as good. Anyway, so I went to my local mall yesterday to get some candles for both sort of autumn and stock up on Christmas candles before they're sold out. Well, our store, I guess I haven't been there in a long time. Our store has turned into a Yankee Candle test store. Have you heard of these?
No, I guess.
So I looked it up. The girl was so nice. She was like, no, those huge, the biggest candles they have, which are normally $30 a piece.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. The big giant ones. Yeah.
$15 a piece, any in the store, any scent, whatever. And then the brand new, like big 3-wick ones are $12. I'm like, nice. I went crazy.
That's a score right there.
Sure. Yeah. So, but today I looked it up because I wanted to learn about it. And it was actually about a year ago, December of last year, they unveiled this new concept where they have them across the country. Now, there's not a lot of them, apparently, these sort of test stores where they can test kind of any new products. They're wanting to see how it does in the market.
Sure. Yeah.
And there's new one.
Yeah. Like Old Dirt Road. Is that going to work out or not?
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, if anybody needs Yankee Candles first.
I don't know if it was I don't know if it was Yankee Candle or some other candle maker. I remember a few years ago, one of the candle companies, and it might have been Yankee, I really don't remember, was trying to market specifically towards males, right? Because I would guess most candles are bought by females. I'm not trying to be, sexist or whatever. But that's my sense of it, right? But so they were trying to get more males interested in candles and buying candles. So they were doing like scents like golf course, cut grass clippings, baseball glove, those kinds of scents. I don't know if it ever caught on. I bought the cut grass one, I think, which kind of smelled like cut grass, to be honest with you.
I'll tell you what, I don't know that they're doing it for that reason. I'm guessing it's probably something along those lines. Yankee Candle had several that I bought that I would say are more masculine. They had one was like Mountain Lodge that I bought.
Okay. I'm just looking at the one I have here, what it's called.
I don't even know exactly.
Tropical Breeze. That's what I have right here.
And that feels neutral.
Yeah, I don't have it lit, oddly enough. I didn't know we were talking about candles. I would have been proud.
My house, it was funny too. My kids, they wake up this morning and they come upstairs and they're like, oh my God, it smells so good in here. I'm like, that's right. And my other big tip, and then we're going to get off the candle topic, is I buy those big jars and then I put them in my fireplace when it's not quite cold enough to have a fire yet. So I have this.
Yeah, I'll cover all of this and more on my other podcast, Candle Making Today. So you can
Good.
it's on Spotify. You want to check that
Well,
out?
listen, hey, more important than candles today is day 2.
Yes, it is HR Tech
What
Conference
do
Day
you
2.
have going on?
Well, we both have things going on. So I'm hosting. I've been doing all the intros, and I'm not going to say who it is. Somebody called me out today and suggested that I wore the same suit for HR Tech Intros Day 1 and Day 2, which is absolutely not true.
Right.
I actually wore 4 different suits through the course of shooting all those intros. Now they're all kind of dark bluish and different, shades. So they kind of can look a little similar in the lighting I had, but just be assured there were 4 separate suits worn throughout all those introductions.
I want ties and everything.
I did. There were 4 tie changes. Actually, I think there might have been 5 tie changes because we had a couple of reshoots. But
I'll tell you what, the one
not wear the same suit for the entire conference.
But like over the years, when you started, being the chairman of HR Tech, people talk about like what you wear because again, you were on stage, you're higher up, and plus everyone always notices your shoes. So I guess my real question is, do you show your shoes in any of these videos?
No, you cannot see the shoes, but I was wearing them, and I literally was wearing the same shoes I would have worn at HR Tech, which are my Greats Royale sneaker shoes.
I feel like you need to put on your shoes and like tweet out a picture or something so we can see what because your shoe game is your shoes and eyes.
Yeah, I'm not wearing them right now, so
no.
But we did want to mention though. We did want to mention the sessions real quick before we run out of time. Your session today with Tom Hammond from Paychex is at 4:00 Eastern time. Find it on the agenda, click LinkedIn. I'm sure you'll be in the chat and in the Q&A hanging out, right? At 4:00.
We will be in the chat. Tom will be talking all things product and employee self-service. He might tell some dad jokes as far as I know. Like we're going to have fun.
But this was pre-recorded, right? Your session?
The session is pre-recorded. Okay. We got all dressed up and fancy for it. So we have our little HR Tech look going on. Today, though, I'm wearing a brand new velour sweatsuit, which is, I think, going to be my new go-to.
Okay. I'm not sure that has anything to do with the session, but nice. It looks
I'm just telling you, it's like the red carpet. You're supposed to be asking me like, so, and who are you wearing today?
Okay. Before I ask you that, so after your session, though, pretty much right after it, we roll right into the session I'm hosting, introing and sort of hosting top HR products of 2020. A couple things on this. There were 16 companies that were named top HR products of the year. We could not do video demos of 16 companies like in an hour time slot, not possible. So we picked 7, and they're not the 7 best or the top 7. Is just 7 that we thought were a good cross section, a good representative sample of the top products winners. So 7 companies will be demoing in part of that session, but you'll also be able to get to all the 16 winners and all their information's on the website as well. And I'll talk about that. I talk about that in the intro, and I'll be in the chat as well, and I'll mention that too, because we don't want to sort of forget the other companies that aren't actually demoing right live or semi-live today. But it's important to recognize that they're all winners. So I'm excited about it though.
Maybe what we can do when that time comes is actually tweet out the links to them in the expo hall, because like you, I would like to go watch the videos for those that are not doing like in the session. So maybe like either before or after, if you could tweet out some.
You're going to have to maybe teach me how to do that. Actually, I'm not sure I know how to do that. I'll think about figuring it out. So one thing I've noticed though with the virtual, and I'm not a big Twitter guy sort of anymore, other than kind of just promoting and sharing our content. Yeah. But what I have noticed, I think, and maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong, because you might keep an eye on Twitter more than I do, is the chat in the sessions, in the keynote sessions, and a couple of the other sessions I've watched has been pretty lively for the most part. Lots of people saying hello, lots of people chatting, lots of Q&A. Is that taking away from stuff that might be happening on Twitter? Because in the real conference, in the real world, it's just tweet like crazy. There's no real way to chat with other attendees kind of easily. Is it? I wonder what's happening. I haven't paid enough attention to Twitter to know.
Yeah, so I'm kind of outside the bubble. I mean, obviously, I'm doing a session at HR Tech, but I don't work on HR Tech like you do. It's your, it's your job. So I'm not sure about. I mean, I have seen chatter. I couldn't like compare how much is on the actual chat on the platform to Twitter, but there's a ton on Twitter. I feel like it's just blown up.
Is it really?
In fact, it feels like, maybe 8, 9, 10 years ago when everyone was really, really active on Twitter during conferences. So like as the years have gone by, we get more involved being on stage or being in the expo hall or not tweeting, I feel like it's more on Twitter than
Interesting.
the last few years. So I went on this morning, honestly, just to tweet about, the conference, say good morning, whatever. I wound up being on there. It was like falling down the rabbit hole. I was in there for like an hour talking with everybody. I mean, all the people and of course the people are doing the fun stuff and the hellos and all that, but it wound up being like
on this Twitter you're talking about, or not the chat in the session?
On Twitter. Okay. On Twitter. And I had Stacia Gar's session playing like on my other computer, but I'm on Twitter, so I'm listening, watching, and tweeting, and it was like it was the greatest experience. Like it brought back a feeling how it used to.
I can't do that. I can't do the multitasking like that anymore. Like, and I get really distracted. In fact, like I almost want to not watch the chat either. I definitely couldn't do the session, the chat, and Twitter at the same time. Like my head would just burn and explode. I can't handle that.
It reminded me of before I was on the HR Happy Hour with you, when you used to do it with Shauna, and several of us, a bunch of people would get on sort of the back channel. So we had the back channel going. We used to have Google Wave going and be listening to you.
Pour one out. RIP Wave.
I know. I still love that. So
hey, I know we're going a little long. I had one quick question. Do we have time for one more topic real quick?
One more, and then we got to get back to the
Okay, here's my question. Why is improv, Trish, always comedy? Can't we have improv drama?
We can, and I'll tell you what.
I want to see improv drama.
We should talk about that more tomorrow. Also, want to say hello to our friend Johnny Nick, who just sent a little smile at me.
Okay.
I'm going to put it up here because, see, this is the perfect example, right? Everyone, our friends from 10 years ago, we're still on.
We were friends with Doogie Howser.
Isn't he great? Hey, also happy belated birthday to Johnny, because John Nicolasia just had a birthday not too long ago. So happy birthday to John. Anyway, hey, listen, let's
improv drama, Trish.
Improv drama. Let's pick that up tomorrow when we also talk about day 3 of HR Tech. And everyone tweeted us. Let us know like what sessions are you liking, what's resonating, what do you miss? What do you miss about being in person, and what are you doing instead? And is it sometimes better? So
I'm not shaving, which I'm enjoying.
I know, and I feel like here I did yesterday, first day of HR Tech in flannel. Today I went velour. I don't know. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Who knows? All right, but listen, I have 1 minute. I want to give a shout out to Symphony Talent. I'm getting ready to do a briefing with them. I'm really excited for that. So I will report back.
Yeah, thanks for not inviting me, Sympathy Talent, by the way. We're fine.
All right. We will talk to everyone tomorrow. Thanks for listening and watching as always, and send us your thoughts and ideas. Bye for now.